All right, welcome back. In case you missed it, the NFL Draft delivered a pretty unpredictable round one in Green Bay last night, from bold picks and last-minute trades to some big surprises.
But it was Miami quarterback Cam Ward who quickly stole the spotlight once the Tennessee Titans announced him as the #1 overall pick.
For a full recap of round one, Baker Machado is back with us, host of Front Office Sports, today premiering April 29th live on YouTube.
Yes.
Good to have you back with us. Okay,
Hi,
so
guys.
Cam Ward, not a surprise.
No.
Quarterback, again, what, third year in a row we've seen a quarterback go. So explain round one to us, that was not the surprise, and then from there, a few surprises.
I mean, mega surprises. Yes, so Cam Ward, obviously almost 40 touchdowns in his senior year at the University of Miami. The sure thing of the draft. Everybody knew, including Tennessee, that he was going to be the #1 pick in the draft. But afterwards, as we said yesterday, it was going to be anybody's guess what was going to happen. The Cleveland Browns trading the #2 pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who then get Travis Hunter from the University of Colorado. They're saying Travis Hunter's going to play wide receiver, but they're fine with him playing both sides of the ball, which was obviously a very big sticking point for him. And then the New York Giants getting Abdul Carter. The big question here, guys, why did Shedeur Sanders from the University of Colorado fall so far when a lot of people thought maybe Jacksonville or New York at 2 or 3 would pick him?
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about that because, I mean, it was kind of one of those things you're watching. They're cutting to the watch party.
Yeah.
It's not happening. I mean, it was sort of a surprise. Although some people, I mean, he was at some point, I think, as high as early as 3, people were saying.
Yeah,
But what do we think will end up happening for him?
So it looks like Shedeur Sanders likely will be picked today in
Okay.
the second round, which starts at 7 p.m. Eastern time. A lot of those same teams that were attached to him early in the first round are going to be picking first in the second round. So we're talking the Cleveland Browns again, the New Orleans Saints, maybe even the Pittsburgh Steelers could trade into the second round and get him there. So it's all in likelihood that Shedeur Sanders likely is going to be picked there. And by the way, look at the rest of the draft from the top 5. Not a lot of other changes here. The New York Giants getting probably the best player in the draft, Abdul Carter, which was pretty much rated as the #1 prospect next to Travis Hunter in the entire draft. The Giants also trading into the first round to get their other quarterback, Jackson Dart, from Ole Miss as well. So a very good night for the New York Giants.
We talked yesterday about this was kind of a quarterback light year, especially when it comes to round one. What stood out overall in round one?
I mean, the biggest thing that stood out in round one was a lot of surprises, lots of trades, and the fact that you had a lot of defensive players being selected in the first round and some pretty good wide receivers as well. But I guess the biggest surprise would be that Shedeur Sanders and Will Johnson, the cornerback from Michigan, who was also supposed to be a top 10 pick, not picked in the first round. Those guys obviously going to be the first ones probably picked here in the second round here.
You said yesterday, kind of, there's no surprises this year. I mean, like, we were open to just about anything, so.
But the biggest surprise, guys, how good was Green Bay? Everybody was having the best time.
That massive crowd.
It was the next
crazy.
vacation spot, spring break. Watch out.
205,000 people showed up last night outside of Lambeau Field. It turned into sort of this big tailgate party. Everybody was partying last night. There was a lot of talk that Green Bay, would it be a good, successful place to have the NFL draft because it's one of the smallest NFL cities?
Yeah.
Now I want it there every year. It looks like the best place ever.
Party in Ashwaubenon.
Yeah.
All right, Baker, thank you so much.